I'm Amy Cherry. This local news is a service of Flagler County's Toyota dealer, Beaver Toyota, here to wow ya.
This is a war. The sheriff's exactly right that it is an unseen enemy. It can be anywhere and it can kill you.
And that's why Flagler County Administrator Jerry Cameron says it's so important for residents to follow the rules, stay home when possible aside from essential trips, and practice social distancing.
We are concerned that we do have people that call here and say they're not going to go by provisions that are put out. We have some asking what the penalty will be. This is totally irresponsible. And that irresponsibility puts not only their own lives, but the lives of innocent people in jeopardy.
Cameron says if people continue to disobey orders, there will be legal ramifications.
When you receive one of these misdemeanor citations, it can mean a $500 fine and 60 days in jail. That is pretty strong, but if you leave us no choice, that's exactly what we're going to have to do.
A local legislator says with the economic shutdown affecting almost every sector of the economy, stimulus help from Washington will hopefully assist a broad cross-section of businesses. John Arking reports.
Congressman Michael Waltz says that following passage last week of the Coronavirus Aid, Relief, and Economic Security Act, also known as the CARES Act, the IRS, the Treasury Department, and Small Business Administration are fleshing out the details this week. The 6th District Republican says a major portion of the funding consists of individual tax rebate checks, depending on income level, up to $1,200 per person and $500 per child. But Waltz, who ran a small business that eventually ended up employing 400 people, says business owners are also being targeted for help.
The small business provisions have some important bridging aspects to them to help people get through this. The goal is for businesses to keep people on payroll if absolutely possible. So one is the Paycheck Protection Program. The Secretary of the Treasury hopes to have that in place at banks. A wide number of banks, both SBA approved, but even others that the Treasury will be coming out with this week. So please, business owners, go to your financial institutions and ask for the details, but essentially you should be able to receive 2.5 times your payroll and overhead so long as you keep people on your payroll by June 30th.
Waltz says those businesses that don't can still receive a provision, but it will need to be paid back, while those businesses that can keep employees on the payroll will have that loan forgiven. From the WNZF Newsroom, I'm John Arking.
How's the testing for COVID-19 going?
Wally Diacchino, the chief operating officer at Advent Health Hospital in Flagler, said that as of last week, it was going well.
The big question with testing is really the reagents, right? So we can collect, we can send it as long as the labs, they have enough reagents. To put in simple terms, it's really the chemicals needed for the equipment to actually test the swabs that we're sending, right? The testing kit.
Diacchino said that urgent tests are going to Advent in Daytona, and they're partnering with outside labs to run the tests too. But should everybody be tested for COVID-19? Diacchino said no, because they could run out of testing kits.
We need to make sure that we have enough kits for patients that are obviously needing the test. If we start testing everybody and we run out of those kits, then we'll be in a much tougher situation, much sooner than later.
The Flagler County Health Department's Bob Snyder said that if a person is not at high risk for the coronavirus and has mild symptoms, they should isolate at home and stay home until their fever's been gone for 72 hours and the symptoms have been gone for 7 days. To listen to more of what Advent Health Hospital Flagler's chief operating officer had to say, download the Flagler radio app and then go to the Free for All Friday podcast. Tomorrow, can we still visit patients at the hospital? From the WNZF Newsroom, I'm Deb Albertson.
While the kids are virtually learning at home due to the COVID-19 outbreak, Flagler Schools is working to ensure they get a healthy breakfast and lunch for free. Superintendent Jim Tager says meals are served drive-through style.
We pass them out to any children from 18 and younger. We've been doing over 1,000 a day. Start off at like 600 something on Monday, but we're breaking 1,000 now each day, and we also are going to 4 schools and then 4 remote areas, so we're getting out to the Mondex, Carver, and just places where folks can't maybe get to the schools.
Meal distribution is happening at a variety of locations, including Hidden Trails, Hall Creek, and Espanola Community Centers, as well as the Carver Center. They're also being served at Bunnell Elementary, Buddy Taylor, and Indian Trails Middle Schools, and Flagler Palm Coast High School. Times for meal distribution vary. A reminder from the Flagler County Sheriff to monitor your child's online activity as virtual school gets underway. Tony Magoo has that message.
Since your kids will be spending more time on the internet, the Flagler County Sheriff's Office is reminding parents to monitor your child's online activity. With me is Flagler County Sheriff Rick Staley to talk about this topic.
Know what your kids are doing. The internet can be a very dangerous place for people to prey on your kids or your kids to innocently get in trouble.
The Flagler County Sheriff's Office recommends that parents are present while students are completing schoolwork online. You should also be able to see what they are doing online at all times, including at night. There are 24 apps the Sheriff's Department suggests that you monitor.
You can go to the Sheriff's Office Facebook page and see the different apps that we were suggesting you be watchful for.
For Flagler's Morning News, I'm Tony Magoo.
And now you're up to date on Flagler's Morning News. I'm Amy Cherry.